You always gotta lock stuff up because you never know when some hoodlum will come by and steal from you. Can't have that now. Put my big ass Thor hammer back in the toolbox. You know, if you encounter some hoodlums that need a good talking to or civilized conversation, you never know. Or if you got something else to beat silly with them, you got them. Yeah, I got enough washer fluid kicking around here to float a damn boat on. 2 there. What's that? 2 more there and 1 here, so 5. Oh, 5.5. Still got all the sand and stuff in the back of this thing. Wintertime's not quite over yet, but looking forward to taking that out come spring. It's got the truck wash a couple of days ago here. Not sure how long that'll last for, but I guess we'll see. So yeah, guys, I found out what was causing that vibration in the truck. Took it to the driveline shop there, and they ran a balance and everything on the drive shafts and all that fun stuff here, and they couldn't find nothing wrong with it. Drive shafts all checked out fine, U-joints all checked out fine, front end checked out fine. For the longest time I thought that vibration that was happening at about 50 or 60 kilometers an hour was caused by my odd tread wear on the tires, but I was mistaken on that part. Then I thought it was something in the differential or drive shafts like I just said, and they all checked out fine. So turns out, finally got sick and tired of it, and I took my scan tool to it, and it appeared that I had one code come up telling me that cylinder 5 was misfiring. So I bought some new spark plugs online and some new coils and that. Place in Red Deer here, Ford dealership, they wanted like $20 a plug and about $60 per coil, and that would have come out to like $680 all done and said for all that. So I thought I could probably do better online, so I found Motorcraft spark plugs and a coil pack or a coil set of 8 spark plugs and 8 coils on eBay, and it was like $150, $153 even after conversion and all that from Texas. So I went ahead and ordered those online, and took them a couple of weeks to get here, but they got here. And fortunately for me, on these 2 valves is cylinder 5. It's right there, that's the coil. And I changed that one out first. And that was the one apparently causing me the misfire. And I went ahead and changed the coil out and changed the plug out, and when I went and took the coil off, found a bunch of water residue on the coil boot. And looked inside the cylinder port, saw a little pool of water, probably about an 1/8 inch water, and dirty water was pooled in the bottom of the port. So I waited until I went to my girlfriend's place a couple of weekends ago, and took the air hose and blew all the water and crap out of there, and took some parts cleaner and sprayed out the port real good, and blasted that out with the air hose as well to get all that out until it was nice and clean. And then went ahead and changed out the cylinder 5 spark plug and took it out, and it looked really, really scary. Like it wasn't firing at all, it was burned right up. So long story short, we over that weekend we changed out spark plug number 5 and coil number 5, and then I think that's number 6 we changed out as well, which is behind that. And then we changed out plug and coil number 1 and number 2 on the passenger side. And then the way that these 2 valves were made, the cylinders, what would that be now, 3 and 4, and the rear end of the engine on the passenger side, and number 7 and 8 on the driver's side. There's that fuel rail, that nice, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but there's that, sun's kind of blinding me here. But yeah, there's a fuel rail. I'm trying to find it here for the sake of video. There, I think there it is. There's a shiny fuel rail right there, that shiny tube. Goes all the way back. And then on this side here, there's another fuel rail. Goes all the way back, and it basically sits over top of them plugs and coils. And I didn't want to risk cracking that or causing any damage or leaking to that, so I went ahead and I changed out 4 of the spark plugs and coils, 2 on this side, 2 on that side. And then I let my mechanic change out the other ones for me, because I'm by no means a mechanic and I've never changed out spark plugs or coils before, so I figured I'd change out the ones I could to save on the labor charge. And I cured the misfire instantly when I changed out that number 5 coil and plug. I went ahead and put the scanner on it once I changed out all the 4 of those, and I cleared the code, and that vibration I was telling you guys about, gone. No problem whatsoever. It's like when the vibration was happening due to that misfire, when the torque converter of the transmission would lock to the engine. When you're cruising down the road at about 50 or 60 kilometers an hour, it's like the vibration caused and the engine from the spark plug would transfer through the torque converter to the transmission to the rest of the drivetrain, and it would give you that jarring feeling. And yeah, once I changed those out, that whole vibration issue, that whole thing and everything went away, like immediately. And I just had my mechanic change out the other plugs and coils and all that jazz, so I got all 8 new Motorcraft spark plugs. And I heard from a Ford mechanic that it's best to torque these in these 2 valves to at least 20 to 25 foot-pounds a piece, because these are the ones that are known to spit the plugs out, because there's not a whole lot of thread inside the actual head of the engine for the spark plugs to seat in. So I went ahead and took that advice, torqued them all to at least 25 foot-pounds each. And while we were in here, I had my mechanic change out the serpentine belt for me. Went ahead and changed that out because my old one had a lot of nicks and gouges in it, and so I figured it better change that out while we're in here too. Went ahead and did that. He re-greased my pulley, my tensioner pulley for me. This guy right there. Went ahead and re-greased that guy because it was a little dry. And yeah, we went ahead and changed out the fuel filter as well. And yeah, truck runs a lot quieter than it did before I changed out them plugs, and maybe even the belt too, but it's a lot quieter and it idles a lot smoother than it did before. The RPMs are good and idle is really good, so yeah, it turned out that the misfire was the cause of my vibration, so I figured I'd let y'all have the update there, because I was chasing this problem for the past 2.5 months now. Like I said, I tried figuring if it was the tires, if it was a drive shaft or a U-joint, or something in the front end, or a differential bearing, or something, but it didn't turn out to be any of those things. It turned out to be something as simple as a misfire and a bad spark plug. But yeah. Kept the old, well, the 4 that I changed anyways, I kept these ones, but it's not too hard to imagine what type of shenanigans that this plug here could cause. Like, I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys on a better surface here. This was the old spark plug out of cylinder 5. And it is black as tar. The gap on that is pretty ridiculous. I don't know, like, these were changed at one point in time because these are aftermarket plugs. These aren't Motorcrafts. But this plug here is the one that had that pool of water in it in cylinder 5, and this thing had water, like 1/8 of an inch of water in the port. So the boot had a rip in it, and water had gotten in there and condensation, and it burned this plug right out. And yeah, once I changed out this one here, that misfire just went away instantly. The whole vibration went away instantly. This plug is completely shot. And the other ones here, some of them are pretty scary looking too. Like, this one here doesn't look too healthy either. This was out of cylinder 6, I believe. It's pretty bad looking too. Maybe not as bad as number 5, but went ahead and changed them all out because, you know. But But yeah, these ones here, I don't know how well you can see that these are NGK spark plugs. And I've heard that it's best to run motorcrafts in these Fords. They don't like to run on the aftermarket ones. Not only will the aftermarket ones not last near as long, from what I understand, it can mess up the way the engine is supposed to operate if you run the aftermarket plugs in these guys. So I've heard it's just best to run the motorcrafts and not worry about that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and fire this up for you and y'all can hear it, what it sounds like now. Seems to run a lot smoother and actually a lot more quiet than what it ran like before I changed out the plugs and everything in the belt too. Seems to be running off a lot smoother, I think. It's a cold start really because I haven't started this thing all day up until now, so I know I've done a cold start video of this guy before, but I want to change out this exhaust system come summertime. I want to put a Flowmaster on this thing. I think I've got a 2.5-inch pipe on this. I haven't actually took a measurement to it, but I want to say that's a 2.5-inch. I want to put a 3-inch on it, a little bigger diameter, I think, just a little bit bigger. And instead of the elbow, instead of the 90 degree, I want it to come out kind of sitting like this. Kind of my thumb is on the back end of the truck, kind of like this. I'm more of a 45 and not so much like a 90, like a 45 degree angle coming out the back. I think that would look and sound a bit better than this. And I've got some body work to do to this thing too. This is pretty scary back here. This here and these fenders as well. That's a little scary looking. Do some good body work to that over the summer. Basically just these back fenders that look scary, not so much the front ones. So yeah, if you guys ever have a bad vibration or anything in your truck, don't rule out the little things like spark plugs or coil packs or anything like that, because I mean, I was quite surprised that it turned out to be something as simple as that, causing that kind of vibration in the steering and the whole cab of the truck, without thinking it was something drivetrain related. So this is the conclusion, I guess, of my mini-series of solving the vibration issue with this 2001 F350 four-wheel drive Super Duty. And I hope that you guys can learn from my experiences with this. And hopefully it'll help out someone else that if they have a similar issue with their truck. If any of you viewers are from Canada and you guys own trucks yourselves, then I would encourage you to check out Trucks of Canada on Facebook. They're a really good community and a really good Facebook group, and I've been a member of them for the past couple of months now, and there's a lot of good guys and good knowledgeable individuals on that site, and I encourage you to check them out if you live in Canada. So just search Trucks of Canada on Facebook. Get yourself some of these decals if you like too, they look really wicked. Anyway, if you liked the video, I encourage you to please like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more truck and trailer related videos. Alright guys, till next time.